But, we had Valentine's Day yesterday. How many people here love Valentine's Day? Okay, a few. How many don't like Valentine's Day? A few more. There we go. It's always how it goes, right? The back and forth. So we're not going to be talking about a Hallmark Day. But it is important to think about the concept of love. And we have Agape here because in Greek there were 4 words for love, right? They had 4 different words for love because they understood that we love differently. We have different kinds of love. Right? We have the love for family, right? Those in our family, and we have love for our friends. We have romantic love. But there's a different love, and that's agape love, right? And that's the sort of the love for the divine, that deeper love. In Hinduism, we talk about bhakti yoga, right? And bhakti yoga is that love of devotional love that a lot of times you might see people, have a guru and they're bowing to the guru and be like, from the West, it's incomprehensible. Like, what are these people? Who is that guy? Who is that woman? Why are they giving everything over to them? And it's that process of a deep surrender, right? It's understanding that we give all to have all, to be all, to understand all, and that's something hard for us to comprehend. But that is what we are told that the divine does for us, right? Constantly and it's not taking, right? Divine love is never taking, it's always giving. It's always giving. I know we talk about the circle of life and how we give and receive, but there is something that's holding the whole circle, right? That's that heavenly, divine, that's holding the whole circle of the give and take that we go through so that we can understand. Because remember, we're always coming from that place of our little selves. Me, little JoAnn, in the little body with my little life, right? Staying little in that. When I could be amazing JoAnn with this amazing life that is attached to these wondrous experiences that boggle my mind, that take me through all these nuances, and I participate in that, and I go with that, and I flow with that without expectation. See, part of the problem with us and love is we don't understand unconditional love, right? There's always conditions in that love. Like in our Words of Wisdom, when Iyanla Vincent, she talks about, I felt this presence of love. And then all of a sudden, all the stuff that came up that, I'm not worthy of this. So look at the stuff I did, and I did this, and I did that, and I did all these other things. And we do that not only to ourselves, we do it to the people we love in our lives. Oh, I'm not going to love you today because remember the thing you didn't do yesterday and the thing you didn't do 10 years ago and all these other kind of things. And we bring it up how conveniently when we want to in our life situations when it has nothing to do with love. Course in Miracles tells us there's 2 options in every moment, love or fear. What is not love is fear. So if I'm confused and I don't know what love is, I have to assume intelligently that I'm constantly always in fear, if that's what's going on for me in my life. So it actually says, learn what fear is. So what you're left with is love. See, again, love is unconditional. It never stops. It's always giving. It's always there. It's always reaching. It's always comforting. That's what we can understand from an Eastern philosophy, like in the Buddhist philosophy. It is the constant, right? Your Buddha nature is that constant. It's that essence that's always there. So think about what it is not, and go, how do I know where I am? And then call on that essence to help us, to support us, to move us into what it's supposed to be, without asking what it's supposed to be. And we will then actually be able to automatically do it in our lives. One of the things that both Luella and Lucille had taught me very deeply was to be able to stand in the presence of love. Because they used to make me stand in front of them. And they used to say, I want you to know how much I love you. And had to stand. Couldn't answer, couldn't say anything, couldn't talk about it, couldn't move away from it, couldn't run from it. Had to stand in it. And they would be quiet and make me just look into their eyes. And we need to learn that. We need to spend more time in those moments of just standing in love. Standing in that place of nothing but what is. Being in it, breathing it, allowing it, accepting it. That's something that's hard to do. Both these women accepted where they were in their lives. Luella was like, I won't be here next week. Yeah. I won't be here next week. What do you mean, Luella? Where are you going? I'm going to be dead. Doctors didn't tell her that. Hospice didn't tell her that. Hospice was saying, no, you don't need hospice. She says, I'm going to be dead next week. I just know it. Lucille had to go for surgery. They were stopping her. They were saying to her, oh, no, you have a DNR and do not resuscitate order. But in surgeries like this, it's normal that your heart will stop because, it's not used to that much anesthesia. And we just, start it up again and it's good. She's like, no, don't do that. But we have to do that. That's what we do, and that's part of what we do. So you won't let us do that. She goes, no, don't do that. I'm good. If it doesn't start up, it's not meant to be, and it's okay. Just do that. And it was calm. Before she went into surgery, I was reminding her that this year it'd be 25 years since we were ordained together at the Cathedral of St. John Divines. And she looked at me and she said, for 25 years And her son goes, what's the next line? Does anybody know Fiddler? For 25 years I've washed his clothes. Right? So then we started, the whole song went out. Do you love me? And we were doing a duet.
Do I what?
There you go. We're doing it. That's what happened before she went into surgery. We were doing the duet from Fiddler on the Roof of love. About love. About trying to figure out love. So we're always trying to figure, that's what that song is about, right? Figuring out love. Like, do I love him? I washed his clothes and gave his kids. Do I love her? It was an arranged marriage. Do I love, what is that? What does it mean? Because all their girls wanted to be in love first. They didn't stop to think about what love could be, what love is, in a greater sense, in a truer sense. So if we could take something like Valentine's Day, a Hallmark Day, a day that, to think about what does love mean? And more than that, can say, teach me how to love greater. Teach me how to love stronger. Teach me what it means to be unconditional in my loving, in my giving, in my surrendering to what is, in my ability to accept, in my ability to open my heart to the place that there is a line in one of the books I was reading lately. It says, love achingly. Ooh. But that's what grief is, right? Grief is about feeling the achingness of the intensity of the love. But the aching is just really a pushing. It's like a muscle aches when you're exercising. It's all just part of life. Again, more opportunities to embrace, to accept, but to also move into, to expand with. And in all of this, we understand, we connect with a presence and a power that is so consistent, so amazing, that it holds the universe together. And yet it also gently kisses our cheeks with a soft breeze or a bird call, quenches our thirst with water. It's beyond thinking about. Get love out of your heads. Get it into your guts. Even beyond your heart. Because feelings, real love, this agape love is beyond feelings. It's your gut, it's your soul. It is grounded, it is strong. My spiritual mother, who I think to this day, if she wasn't around, I would not be where I am today. She was actually ordained with Lucille and I. She was a corresponding student in the same class, and I didn't even know about it. And we wound up walking up the aisle together at the cathedral to be ordained. She passed away. It was about when your mom 2009. So she died in the same room that Lucille died, same hospice room. And she was so adamant for me about no matter what, through time, through space, through distance, we are not separate. I am here for you. Our love goes beyond boundaries. And in that love, in that space, I said, yes. Yes to continue to walk a spiritual path. Yes to taking the risk of getting it wrong. Because that's the pain of love. It meant I got it wrong. It's not real love. Real love is joy, right? It's that embracing, it's knowing. Could be achy, but you got it. You're there. So you got to risk. Got to get out there. What do I risk? My own preconceived notions, my own wants, my own resentments, my own being right. I got to risk being right for love. Got to risk knowing it all for love. Love knows nothing. Love is everything. So this day, our prayer is about getting in touch with that, because Emily, that's my spiritual mother's name, in giving me that gift, she is so present in my life. I never took her off my cell phone. So every once in a while, her name just all of a sudden pops up, in the car. Like the wrong name or something. I didn't even ask for somebody to call. There was a boop, there's her name. It's like this constant reminder of how she's still there. And so as people were asking me, how are you doing with Lucille? And I go, she's in the same room. She's in that same energy. It was so symbolic of being in that energy, of this unconditional love. And how can I demean it and lessen it by thinking it is anything to do with separation and not being one with each other? There was joy there. And every time I saw her, I remembered, do you love me? And the answer is yes. Today, my prayer for you is that you say yes to love. Amen. And allow yourself to be loved so deeply, so completely, that your life becomes a living expression of that love of loves. And so it is.
And so it is.